An elderly Ghanaian grandfather has been found guilty for committing one of the most appalling crimes that anyone can ever commit. If you are an African living in the diaspora and you buy your food from an African shop, make sure you watch this video and take caution before you buy your next food from the African store. Stephen Akoko is an African man that lives in a housing association in Hertfordshire. This man has no license to sell food to the public. Before you sell anything consumable to the public in the UK, you need a license. When fish smoke start from the house where this man lives. Good afternoon. Frank is my name. The Lunch Club is where we share the latest immigration and diaspora news to inform and educate our audience. Knowledge is you can support our work by sharing and subscribe to this channel if you have done so. This man is now blaming the devil. And people are saying that this man had the audacity where he was living. He committed one of the most appalling crimes that anybody can commit. The man in his shop, where he was staying, he hasn't got any license to sell food. Next to his toilet, people were suspecting that Stephen smoke was coming out from his place. As you can see, that is his bed top. It's bathtub where he sleeps, and on top where he has showered. People were suspecting that Stephen, they were seeing fish that were sold to stores in Hertford, and the smells of fish, smoke coming, and he was living in a rented accommodation in Hertfordshire. The neighbor suspecting that this man who had got license to sell food to the members of public, they were suspecting that things that were coming out from his house, they were suspecting that they became concerned. They immediately alerted the authority. The authority then contacted Stephen, and they told Stephen, say, look, we have rumors that in your house you are selling fish and other meat to shops, the Ghanaian shop, the African shop in Hertfordshire. You do not have license. Your house is not, you haven't had any environmental inspection done in your house for you to be selling fish. The man denied heartedly, it is my enemy. They don't want me to progress. They are making all these false allegations against me. They are making false allegations. The authority did not have a warrant. They therefore decided, and they keep an eye on Stephen. Meanwhile, there are a lot of African shops that were selling Stephen's products. One time, they contacted him again after I received another report that Stephen was selling fish meat inside his house, his flat. They asked him, he said, no, smoked fish. No, I won't say the fish that smells out of here is fish that I eat. When there was a fire outbreak in Stephen's house, the authorities then rushed in to find out what was going on. And before that, they have approached him again for the third time with evidence that this man inside his house, they said inside his own house, the condition of his own house, that the house was so unkept that they raised concern about the home environment. Again, Stephen denied. Then there was a fire outbreak. When there was a fire outbreak, fire safety were called, and they went to the house to try to save lives. The authorities were shocked where they saw next to Stephen's toilet, that is where he was storing fish and other meat. And some of these items, they have passed their use by date. They have expired. And a lot of people are buying this fish, buying this meat from Stephen. The authority was shocked. Are you eating, a human being eating this meat, this fish. Stephen kept quiet. He didn't know what to say. He initially tried to defend himself. He said, well, you have told us before that the smoke that we told you was coming out from your house was smoke that we suspected is fish that you were selling. And now we have evidence that you are selling fish in your house where you live, and next to your toilet, you are storing food that human beings are eating. You are storing it next to your toilet. How can you do this? Stephen initially denied, and before you know what was happening, the case went to court. A lot of us buy food. You buy food from African shop or anywhere, you contact diarrhea or that stomach problem because of the way the food have been preserved. The saddest part of Stephen's case is that the food has passed use by date. The man hasn't got any training. The environment is not even conducive for human being to stay. Next to the toilet, this man was storing meat and fish in next to the toilet. As you can see, this is his bath where he has shower, and this is where he keeps fish that human beings are eating. And a lot of people have ate this fish. Some of them have stomach problem because of the way they were preserved. And when they went to court, Stephen was presented with 3 count charges by the Hertfordshire Health and Safety, and they told him that you have now breached the tenancy of your housing, because the house you have, you live in a housing association house. You're not supposed to be running a business like this. You haven't got any license to be selling food to them. And they presented the evidence, and the judge then looked at Stephen, who the judge was disappointed that this is not a young man. This guy has good ideas to set up a business. You could have gone to rent a place and do your business. Because of that, now Stephen was found guilty on 3 counts, and the judge have given him 2 years suspended sentence. And they said because of his lack of cooperation, he must pay the authority through £2,500. So the question that a lot of people are asking, is this wickedness? Because Stephen knows that the fish and meat that he was selling to other Africans, the fish and meat, they are probably not safe for human consumption. He knows that the environment where he was eating his fish was in the right environment to eat in an environment which is unsafe, and this fish, according to the report, the fish and meat which were found next to his toilet passed a use by date. So the question that I'm asking is that, do you think that this is wickedness, or do you think this is ignorant? The man didn't know what he was doing, or do you think this is the work of the devil for you to sell fish that you know is expired, fish and meat that you know you save, you store them in your toilet or inside your toilet, and sell that same fish to other human beings to eat? Let me know whether you think this is wickedness or you think that the man was naive. Don't forget to like this video.